Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm doing my new updated eye makeup look. So I've changed up my eye makeup just a little bit, and you guys definitely noticed in the last couple of videos, but I don't think I've ever had as many requests on one video for me to recreate the makeup look on that video, and that was the Beachy Wave tutorial video. Then I realized I have been using slightly darker colors on my eyes for like a daytime kind of look, and obviously you guys noticed. So this video is going to be a recreation of this look here. So I'm going to start with my foundation and concealer already done, because otherwise then I feel like videos get really long and it's kind of hard to follow, and my foundation routine has not changed. So I figured I would just concentrate on the bronzing the eyes and the brows. So as you can see, I've already have my foundation and concealer done. I've also gone ahead and contoured. And for this specific look that you guys requested, I was very bronzy. So like I've said in the past, I like to bronze with a face powder instead of a bronzer. I just like that there's like no shimmer in it, and the amount of kind of like coverage just I feel gives a much more like flawless finish on the skin than an actual bronzer. So what I'm using is the Laura Mercier Smooth Finish Foundation Powder in shade number 15. So just taking a little bit of that in a really big brush because I've already contoured. This is really just to add color to the face. So a little bit on my cheeks. And I've gone ahead and baked my face as well. I've noticed that this makes a huge difference when I'm doing my eye makeup for any fallout or anything like that. And I think it does keep the contour a little more. I know that after like blending in, you know, like setting powder and all of that, a lot of times the contour is kind of more lost, and I feel like with this it definitely keeps everything a little more structured. And then a little bit on the corners of the forehead, leaving that center still pretty light and bright. Then I'm just going to contour my nose with this CoverGirl palette like you guys have seen me do in the past. So we're just going to run this quickly. And I have a separate video on the perfect way to contour your nose. You guys really seem to love the tips that I've given on there. So if you haven't seen that yet, check it out. I will definitely leave a link for that in the description as well. So next for the eyebrows. In the summer I really like to keep the eyebrows really simple. In the summer your hair is typically lighter also, so I personally prefer more bold brow in the fall. It's probably not a thing, that's just me personally. So for the brows I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Brow Definer in Taupe, which I believe is one of their lightest colors, and definitely a great color for blondes. But that's what I like about this product, is that you can kind of build it and kind of keep drawing until you have a good shape, and not like step away and be like, oh my gosh, my eyebrows are like 5 shades darker than my hair. So essentially I just kind of like to draw a line across the top to kind of finish off my eyebrow and make it look a little more solid, and then finish off the tail, and then draw the same line underneath to kind of just keep everything straight. And then I do extend out my eyebrow just a little bit more into the center there. Then to carve out the brows just a little bit more, I like to go in with an angled liner brush and just a little bit of concealer and really just carve them out for just a slightly more cleaner look. I feel like this helps so much. Rather than really going over with more product and trying to get it more perfect, you end up getting a very dark look, I think. And a small angled brush like this definitely gives you a little bit more of that precision for a small area such as the brows. Then just taking a damp beauty blender and kind of just softening all that. Alright, so now moving on to the eyes, which is what most of you guys probably noticed that has changed, and that's what most of you guys were asking me to do kind of an update on. So I'm still using basically the same palette that I have been using for a while, which is the Viseart palette, and in the 01 Neutral Matte. And I've mentioned this in the past, this is As someone that wears pretty like neutral eyeshadows, I thought that this was definitely a little pricey for an eyeshadow palette. But for as often as I end up using this, I actually think that it's, you know, the price definitely is worth it because the colors are just so great and exactly what I was looking for. I do have to say this palette I feel has a lot of fallout. That's not something that necessarily bothers me much because I'm definitely, I think, more light-handed and kind of build up color, so that's never really bothered me. But for anyone that does bother them, for the price this is, maybe this is not the palette for you. So I'm going to start off with these 2 transition shade colors here, mixing those in and just applying that straight to the crease. Then going in with a slightly darker color, and I think this is the most beautiful color. I feel like if I could find a palette with like 4 different tones of that color, I would totally buy it. And I'm just adding this also to the crease and just to give it a little bit more depth and a little bit more color. And normally this is where I would kind of end it. This would be the darkest color on my lid. This summer I've been adding a little bit more color to my eyes, and I think that's what you guys noticed. So then I go in with a flat brush and grab that warmest, like, it's almost like a brick red, and I apply that just to the lid. And this isn't a shimmer color or anything. It's very matte. This whole palette is matte, but I feel like I have really big eyelids, which I feel like to makeup artists, they always say like, oh my gosh, it's like a dream to do makeup on you with that big of an eyelid, but I've actually always kind of been self-conscious about it, and so I like to keep it kind of lower. I know that that's probably crazy, but because everyone's like, no, bring it higher, like, you know, exaggerate, you know, where your crease actually is and make it higher than it is, but personally, this is where I like to kind of keep it at. And so just leave it like that for now, then we will go in and blend it upwards a little bit more. Then once I have less product on the brush, then I go in just slightly higher to almost create like an ombre effect from the bottom going up. Then I'm gonna go back in with that fluffy crease brush and just really blend those colors together. So then I go in with a pencil brush and go in with that darker brown color next to that brick color, just to smoke out my lower lash line. And I like to start on the outer corner, and as I get less product on the brush, then I work my way in. So once you've done that, I go in with the darkest color in the entire palette. I'm just going to smoke out the top lid just in that outer corner. So then I'm just gonna go in with a black eyeliner, and I've had this for a while and I can't get like the wrapper off this. I took it off enough to like be able to use a pencil, and like that's literally just been super ghetto like that for a couple weeks now. Then I'm going to curl my lashes, add mascara, and then add false lashes. So then I'm going to apply my favorite lashes. They're the Creme Eyelashes, 100% human hair. I get asked all the time, so this is my favorite, or anything that kind of has like the little space in between like the wispy pieces. That's normally what I go for. I can hear Olive outside. She wants to come in. She loves to be around me when I'm putting makeup on because she loves the Beauty Blender. I don't know if it's because it's squishy, I don't know if it's because it smells like me, but she's definitely chewed up maybe 4 or 5 of them now. And then just a little more mascara just to kind of blend the 2 lashes together. So then when we're nearly done, I like to brush off any of that excess powder that we had on our face. And then for the last step, I like to go in with a highlighter. My absolute favorite highlighter still, the Becca in Champagne Pop. And just adding a little bit to the highs of the cheekbones. The tip of the nose. And then for lips, I'm going in with my absolute favorite nude by Tom Ford in shade Blush Nude. And for this absolutely last step, this is optional obviously, but I did do this in my last video, and that is just to add kind of small freckles. Obviously I don't have natural freckles like over, you know, like my nose and cheek area. I think it's really cute when girls actually do that with makeup. I think on me that would just look so out of left field. I would look silly with it. But I've always, even when I was younger, I would always kind of add like one freckle to the face. And the reason why I actually did it was because I had like 2 blemishes on that side, and I think it always just, if there is a bump there, especially when it's like so like center of the face. So I just like to grab mascara, and you know when you like kind of pull your brush out, sometimes there will be like one little bit that sticks out. I use that and just tap on wherever, you know, you want to add that. So then I just like to tap it just to kind of set it in a little bit. And then you definitely have to set that with powder, otherwise it can smear. I'm just taking a beauty blender and a little bit of the Laura Mercier setting powder and just going over that. Alright guys, so there you have it, my updated summer eye makeup look. It is definitely very easy to follow. I only use one palette for the eyes. So if you guys ever do try these looks, don't forget to hashtag me on Instagram or anywhere that you post a picture. I would love to see your recreations. Anyway, I love you guys so, so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. It's late and I had like half cup of coffee, and I don't drink caffeine, so be interesting how I sleep tonight. You guys will see. And before anyone asks like what drugs I am on today, it's just caffeine.